Wait. Astrogator, can you explain to me what I'm hearing right now?
This is a recording from the rover. The Alliance has apparently broken the encryption of our radio channel.
Oh, bollocks. So what do we do?
We need to change the frequency and encryption key.
What's the point? As soon as you give me a new channel, they will overhear us and change it as well.
Just look at the probe's brain.
Luna? What's with...
All you have to do is watch it closely. I'm switching now. Waiting for you to join.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back
the new frequency
to the Invincible. We have to kind of go through this a little bit. The checkpoints in this game are so not good.
Okay, the channel is active. Now the encryption key.
So I have to do. I had to do the whole like bullshit in this first, like going back to sleep. Now we have to do the encryption stuff again. I totally forgot about this before I started.
The next is...
Yes, sir?
I'm here.
Well done. That should buy us some time.
So, how should we continue?
Don't you need more time to rest?
I do. But there's no way I'm going to sleep now. Besides, nothing's stopping me anymore. The storm has subsided.
All right. Let's not risk evacuating directly from the city. It should be safer outside its perimeter. I took the liberty of looking through the photos of the nearby area.
So? Should I go back to the ship?
That's an odd question. Of course you should come back. Now even more than ever. Very concerned for your safety, Doctor.
No need to be. I'm fine.
Alright, so, yeah. I thought this is where we left off, like, right there. And, we left off right there, but, the checkpoint was all the way back before, like, during the storm still.
There is a vast open area in front of me. Astrogator? The city is no longer visible. We need to decide what to do next. Dragonfly? Over? Are you there?
Yes, please excuse me. I was in the infirmary. Is the coast clear?
Yep, all clear.
Good. Give me a moment. I'm looking at the satellite images.
Have you examined Merritt's body yet?
I wired her brain to a grave tapper, if that's what you're asking.
Yes, that's what I meant. Have you watched the memory recording?
Yes, but I didn't say anything because the picture is ambiguous. To put it mildly, a lot of black dots. The graininess of the image is extremely bad. All right, I've got it. Sector AZ-25... Let's say AZ-2504. Please check if it's fit to land.
Like I said, it looks good. Clear opening, flat terrain.
Excellent. Please go there while I prepare the lander. I'll just pack Artie inside.
Okay.
So that's it. You're taking me to the Dragonfly. We're flying away from here for good.
We have no other choice, Doctor. At this stage of the mission, we can only minimize losses. You understand that, don't you? Yes, sir?
I wasn't keen on this mission from the start. We were supposed to return a long time ago. And that's what I want. I want all of us to return home, dead or alive.
Please remember, we have just one lander left. As a commander, I must first ensure your safe return. Only then I'll send Artie with other tasks.
Alright. I'm back in the truck, and we're going to drive. But I don't think that we're going to get out of here as quick as we think we are. Road to the landing zone. Road to the Alliance base. Well, I mean, I kind of want to go check out the Alliance base, to be honest.
Status? What's new?
Well, nothing really. At least not in the last 5 seconds, sir.
Right. Thank you.
I won't need the lander, Astrogator.
What do you mean?
You know very well what I mean, sir. I'm not coming back.
Yes, sir. This is sheer madness. You're heading straight to the enemy base.
This is the only way I can find out what's going on here. What happened to our people? I have several hours of travel ahead of me.
You can still turn back.
No. And if you try to convince me otherwise, I'll just turn the radio off.
Fine. I'll stop insisting. Please just understand the position you've put me in. As a commander, now I have to decide whether to risk detection by the Alliance. Because by putting yourself in their hands, you're risking not only your own life, but also the rest of the crew's.
I totally understand. Can't you wait a few more hours? I still need your support, sir.
And I still want to be here to help you. Please don't turn off your radio. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of don't want to just, like, leave right away. There's a part of me that, like, wants to actually see, like, what the hell's going on.
We're approaching their coordinates. Yes, now.
Yes?
I understand that no matter what I say won't change your mind. But please be careful. First, observe them from a distance. And only then take action.
I will be cautious. Like always. Just because I'm acting against your orders doesn't mean I intend to be foolish, sir.
It's comforting in its own way that even in an act of insubordination you want to remain professional. I'll let you know when you cross their perimeter. Once you've crossed, hide the rover. Behind a bend, or under a ledge. Telemetry observation will be vital. Once we know the camp's weaponry situation, we'll decide what to do next.
Copy that.
All right.
Hey, what was that?
I've set up a warning signal. Now you're near enough that they can see the rover.
The base is in front of me.
Already?
Some object is flying over their base.
Can you tell me more? Yes, sir, I'm not kidding. If you don't stop, I'll do it for you.
For me? I wonder how... But it's a field base. Multi-module. For about several dozen people. Rather well equipped. There's lots of transporters here.
I'm not surprised. Missions with a large crew, transport modules are an integral part of the field camp.
Remind me, how many crew members were they supposed to send on the Invincible?
Over 100.
Great. They have a second antimat. As if the first one wasn't enough.
Is it active?
Probably not, but Proton alone knows.
What about people? Can you see anyone?
Not yet. I see someone.
Just one?
For now, yes.
I think that's a robot.
Is that all?
I think so.
And please keep going. We can assume that their equipment has already detected your presence. Or it will soon enough. There's no point in further postponing the inevitable.
Still, I'm glad that I stopped. I feel better knowing that there's no heavily armed military waiting for me there.
Me too, Doctor. Me too.
Beep boop. Robot filming me. Some cranes and shit here.
We'll most likely lose contact soon. So let me be clear. Your situation is highly precarious. You cannot trust the Alliance or expect them to be willing to help. If things don't go our way, I'll do everything in my power to negotiate your safe return to the Commonwealth. Worst case scenario, we'll opt for a prisoner exchange. Until then, please cooperate with them. And during the interrogation, don't resist. Astrobiologists generally do not possess information that's sensitive to the Commonwealth. At worst, you'll give away the details of our last mission.
Hang on, sir. What exchange? I'm not a spy, I'm a scientist.
I'm afraid that doesn't change anything. You want information about Regis 3. For that reason alone, they might consider you a spy.
But what kind of spy exposes themselves to direct questions?
A desperate one, Doctor.
We're gonna go around this way. Big old trail here.
Since we have no idea what's gonna happen, I want you to know that you were always a fair commander, even if you were quite strict. I guess what I'm trying to say is...
Please, stop, Doctor. You can tell me when you get back. In person. Understood?
Yes, sir. How odd.
What?
There's no one here. Nobody.
Impossible. Even if there aren't many of them in the camp, someone would have noticed you.
I'm not blind, sir. There's really no one here. I'm going. What have I got to lose anyway?
Your life, Doctor.
Alright, well... When we look at this, there's this thing, but I think I can get in here. I guess we... I'm gonna check this.
I'm going in. Clear. For now. I can't hear anyone either.
There's clothes here and a bunch of different stuff. A black hole. The summary of quarterly research. The empiric research and simulations conducted throughout the last quarter led our team to the following conclusions. Every kind of matter may become a black hole. A black hole may trap light using the force of gravity. We accede to the thesis that the existence of an object such as a black hole is a consequence of the general theory of relativity. A black hole may absorb a star, even of the size of the sun. The star's consumption, or in other words, the star's dematerialization, is accompanied by the flash of matter coming from the inside of the black hole. The scope of intensified verification. The object in our intensified research throughout the next years will be a singularity, a small point of a huge mass present inside of every black hole. In our team's opinion, it's a place where every law of physics is being broken. Okay.
Moving on. It's still quiet. It's eerie.
Okay, so that door is jammed. This door doesn't open.
Empty. Everywhere, just empty.
All randoms and it's
I'm at the central module. In the headquarters.
You walked in, just like that.
Yeah? The doors were open.
Unbelievable. Just unbelievable.
I'm at the control station. Several units can be controlled from here. I wonder which. One is a flying unit. Some sort of probe.
Flying over the base.
Correct.
Can you extract data from it?
Sure. Never too much data. Especially in the current situation. I just need to find a place to land it. I landed the probe. Gonna check it in a spare moment.
Okay, so we have that.
Ah, damn. One's unavailable.
Probably out of reach. Or they took it.
I got the feed. But I can't get it to move. It's got a weak signal. Must be too far away.
And that one's unavailable too. Guessing there was probably just the one. Yeah. We'll move it back to 3. Just in case we want to use that in the future.
I have a record of their mission. Each step, location, units, including dates.
I'm all ears.
Day 0, landing place. Their main ship's in sector AQ-28.
The Invincible. What? They didn't move it.
Huh, seems so.
I'll try to track it down. Please tell me what else is in there.
Like us, they became interested in the ocean. They got there on the 7th day.
Quite late.
Guess they weren't in a hurry. Before setting up this base, they were stationed not far from here. But seemed very determined to reach this area. They dug a vast system of tunnels.
When did they finally get here?
On the 15th day of the mission. They conducted research and during excavations found... you won't guess. Metal structures.
So we had no chance to outrun them.
Yeah. And they were already at an advanced stage of works when we were still in orbit. In the end, they sent a convoy to a neighboring sector.
So that was their last move.
Well, there's no information about their return. Maybe I'll find them there.
Highly probable. Do you know what the current day of their mission is?
They left on the 25th day. That's all I know. Well, I can't back out now. I have to follow them.
Well, it's your decision. Although I admit I'm also starting to wonder what you'll find.
People, Astrogator. They must be somewhere.
I'm sending a satellite. Soon I'll have an image of the area where the ship landed. We'll see if the Invincible's still there.
I'll continue to search their base. On the 24th day, they sent a convoy north to the sector. Oh, to the sector where I found Gorski.
You suspect they went after him, having detected his signal?
Oh, surely they could detect him. They could have detected all of us. But would they really do something about it?
Well, for some reason they left their base. I'm assuming that has something to do with it.
Astrogator, this doesn't make any sense. You can't just wrap up the whole operation. Anyway, the first thing they would take were vehicles and equipment. Only the people are missing here.
Can't do anything with this? Apparently not.
They've got a device for intercepting alarm signals. There isn't much of it. Single record. Poor guy. He's dead. Waited help for over a day. Critically low blood saturation. He died of hypoxia. At the time of his death, he was...
Yasna, is it necessary? This information will no longer
somewhere
help
near
anyone.
the city. 18561.
754. Yes. It's Gorski. I'm sorry.
You lied to me. You lied how he died.
I knew you would blame
Yeah, he
yourself.
said he bled out, right?
Of course I do. I could have saved him. Left him that fucking tank. Why didn't you let me?
I made the right decision, Yasna. Given the circumstances and our knowledge at the time, there was a high risk your sacrifice would kill you both.
Fuck. We let him die.
No, Yasna. As I said, I made the call, not you.
It would be easier to think so, but I can't. One more thing. I realize we still need to work together. So, I'll submit my reports as usual. But that doesn't mean everything's fine.
Understood, Doctor. I appreciate your professionalism.
Well, I just disabled that.
Force field's down. I opened
Force
the
field.
passage. We can follow the convoy route now.
When you're ready, Doctor.
Right.
1 more minute, and that satellite will be over their ship.
I'm entering the next module. I guess it's a biolab.
Oh, we're lucky. Clouds are low.
The scientists excavated some animal remains and reconstructed their hypothetical appearance.
Unfortunately, their ship's not here. Neither there or...
Are you still looking?
Not here either. Ah, bingo.
Yes?
Found it. They're still on the planet. Didn't fly away.
Good to know. Thank you. Wow. They found the same species of fish.
Did they confirm the similarity to those on Earth?
Yes. Lots of similarities. I found similar remains underground. Right after finding Gorski. I wasn't sure if it was my imagination or not. Now there's no doubt. So long ago, reptilian organisms roamed the surface of Regis 3. Apart from one. I've never seen anything like this. They discovered a new organ. Even managed to run some tests already. According to their conclusions,
Yes?
it detects electromagnetic waves. That's why those fish were swimming away from our probe.
In other words, They've come across probes or something similar before. Something that threatened them.
Could guess her. In order to develop such an organ, they must have had a strong external stimulus. They detect the waves to survive. It started rotting.
It?
The fish.
In a bacteria-free environment? How so?
All living organisms serve as breeding grounds for bacteria. And there were both fish and humans in here. No longer alive. I could spend all day here if I could.
I'm not surprised, Doctor.
Alright, so this leads outside.
Still, nothing. It looks like a geology lab. One of these diagrams shows a geological cross-section. As suspected, it's all metal below the surface, of relatively thin layers of rock. But compared to the rest of the continent, the deposits in this region are significantly younger. The range of their ground measurements covers a much wider area. To my eye, it seems they use advanced sonar. What they dug up here stretches for tens of kilometers.
What do you mean? What's in the ground, Doctor?
Metal deposits. Those structures. We still don't know where they came from. In such a peculiar form. They conducted a soil survey, 500 meters deep.
Oh, that's a big piece of history, so to speak. What did they find?
Millions of years ago, life was abundant on the planet.
That would match our assumptions.
Yeah. Subdelta 92 class planets have very favorable conditions for the development of a biosphere.
So what happened? Did they draw any conclusions?
According to them, the extinction of life was caused by a supernova explosion.
The ground activity does not indicate...
It happened long ago. Longer than we anticipated. They've dated this event to 10 million years ago.
I know this one. The supposed end of Lyran's civilization.
Well, that's never been proven. There was practically no trace of them.
All right. What happened after?
Life was slowly recovering, but never returned to the pre-supernova peak.
Not enough time?
No. At first it developed quickly, but then slowed down and declined.
Because another disaster?
Astrogator, the change in the biosphere development curve coincides with the occurrence of ferruginous clays.
This whole metal contraption. Do I understand correctly?
Yes. I don't know what that has to do with it, though. Metals are really not that dangerous. The radioactive deposits marked here are not a definitive obstacle for life either. The biosphere has the ability to perfectly adapt, develop defense mechanisms, and fight back effectively.
Well, unless the planet is hit by a supernova wave.
Yes. Such sudden events leave no time for adaptation. Even if we assume that these metals were lethal to organic life, that extinction shouldn't last forever. And yet, life never again developed beyond the waters.
Does this mean another Dominator has appeared on the land? Or one that leaves no trace behind?
Therein lies the rub. The Alliance have conducted a great deal of research. That they haven't found a logical explanation for this phenomenon is, to put it mildly, disturbing. Clearly, we're dealing with something beyond our comprehension. And I mean human comprehension in general. Unbelievable. Not only do we know nothing about their origin, but the arrangement of these deposits is sort of puzzling. A ring system with a distinct center. This base stands on the outer ring. The center of it is under the city. The one I escaped from.
So their presence there had nothing to do with us?
Looks like it.
Did they determine the entity's function? Origin? Anything?
Well, it's hard to say. There's nothing here about it.
So basically, what we have here is that there was life on this planet, 10 odd million years ago. And it was everywhere on the planet. The planet was basically abundant with life, kind of like how Earth is. There was a supernova that essentially wiped out all the life on the planet. And as life started to come back, it was then again suppressed by something else related to what this metal structuring is in the ground. And it made it so that the life never was able to develop outside of the water again, which means that something basically suppressed life in general. It suppressed life from becoming more than just waterborne creatures. The question is, what could do that? And how is it creating these structures?
Yes.
If there's a center,
Yes.
if there's a center with rings kind of coming out of it,
As soon as you find something,
I'll report it.
then that must mean that it had to have landed, in the sense that where the center is, the city, there has to be probably something there. There has to be something that landed there, and that's where all of the metal originates from. Like, if it was on an asteroid or something that it landed there. They also were able to reconstruct what these lizard-like creatures would have been like. And obviously they would have been on land. And they've also, looked at these fish, and these fish are able to pick up the electromagnetic waves, which could make sense in the fact that when we see these metal structuring, it only makes sense that the creatures that are on this planet have something that possibly allows them to detect electromagnetic waves, things related to metal.
Drags on so much.
Makes sense.
Sometimes I think you're going to take off without me, sir.
don't count on it, Doctor. I'm not going anywhere.
Dying of the Sun, the article rectification. To editor so-and-so, responsible for a scandalous article tarnishing any good name and diminishing my science achievements. I politely ask for a rectification of the article Dying of the Sun, A Scientist's Threats, on page 9 and 10 from the 5th issue of the science periodical Young Astrophysicist, published in the current year. In the text appear not only fundamental mistakes of scientific nature, but also of inappropriate quotations of my hypothesis. Delivered at the last Congress. I enclose a correction. According to I remind the authorship Dr. Bouza, not Bauza, research conducted during cosmic voyages, I acknowledge that the time of hydrogen burning out in the stars depends on their mass. But this phenomenon applies to all stars, and ours, however, we would try to enchant the laws of physics, isn't located, and nothing implies that it would be located outside this phenomenon's range. What is my hypothesis, then? In the future, all hydrogen fuel in the sun's core will burn out. A sphere of hydrogenic fusion will expand until the temperature drops below 10 million Fahrenheit. The core itself will shrink. Ashes from the hydrogenic fire will serve as fuel, allowing a second round of fusion reactions to begin. It will lengthen the life of the aging sun by a few hundred millions of years. However, it is certain the sun will turn from a yellow dwarf into a red giant star. A gravitational pull towards Venus and the Earth will decrease. Thus, the mentioned celestial bodies will succumb to distancing themselves from the star, and as a result, they will be somewhat rescued. But the mighty red sun will yet be able to consume Mercury before dying. I guarantee, based on my research, that the statement voiced by me about the sun living as a main sequence star for 10 billion years, that is, its existence began 5 billion years ago and will shine for over 5 billion more, is true. However, it is not as we read in the opinion of so-and-so editor, threat based on libel hypothesis, baloney, and a pipe dream of a renown-seeking doctor of astropsychic sciences, disturbing and emotional well-being of human species. Evanescence is a process touching everything and every being in the universe. It also touches transfixed in the success aura of their unrefined writing and popularity editors of science periodicals. My respects, Dr. Booza. Postscriptum. A lack of reprint with the correction and a submission of apologies will force me, with a purpose to protect science and my person, to take legal action. Yeah, the sun eventually will become this red dwarf, and a lot of stars, and it's hypothesized that as stars age, they go from being these like red dwarfs, and eventually will become black dwarfs that are so compressed and so dense that they basically are the catalyst to things like zombie galaxies and zombie stars, that they will, everything will obviously cease to exist eventually in the sense of, the universe will keep expanding to the point where it just rapidly will expand to the point of cooling, and everything will just hit this point where it cannot expand any farther and it can no longer cool. It's entropy.
My legs feel really heavy.
Give yourself a moment to rest, Doctor. You certainly deserve it.
Alright, well, we got this probe here.
First images from this area. If it's been flying long enough, it may store important information.
Alright, so the base. The rover coming down, that's me. It's me again.
Unfortunately, apart from my arrival, the probe didn't record much.
So it's been flying only recently?
I think so.
Alright, so... like a... Here's the guy.
The silhouette I saw.
Yes?
It's just a robot.
Yeah, and he's also seized up now. So we have this, like, vehicle here, which doesn't have anything in it. Gone through there, gone through there, gone through there. We came through here. I think we've checked out the entire base. So yeah, I guess the question that we...
One step at a time, yes, Nan.
The question we have to ask ourselves is, what has the ability, what has, like, the power to be able to suppress life on an entire planet from evolving? And also create this metal structure. Like I said, I feel like what we know, right, is that whatever this metal scaffolding stuff is, it's originating from that center area, which means that I purposely think my hypothesis is, I think that something crash landed, like a meteor or some kind of celestial body, crashed into the planet, and from there, whatever the metal was, I know we talked about nanobots for a while. It has to be, I don't necessarily know if it's like a living organism, but it's some kind of a metal structure that has the ability to spread.
Time seems to be slipping through my fingers like sand. So much sand.
You sound tired, Jasna.
Because I am tired, Astrogator.
And so from that spreading, it basically made it where no one could, like life could evolve out of the water. But it also changed, I think, they had the fish had those extra organs, which means that it has to have changed life on the planet as well, not just suppressing it, but also actively changing it. Right.
Whilst traversing this planet, I'm becoming more and more convinced that what I know is not the same as what exists. What can exist.
I must admit it's an interesting thought. And quite disturbing.
Alright, so we're following the convoy, basically. The question is, are any of these people even still alive? I mean, you would think so.
I'm leaving the base. Going after the convoy. Down you go, oh bright sun. Time to let the night in. For my legs are heavy and feel this knot of biting. And legs become too heavy, hands become too weary. Down you go, oh bright sun. Night is not that scary. Hide behind the dark woods while we're running barefoot.
Okay. So we're going to just follow the path that we're given here. The big old excavators.
I got to the place where they were digging. It's hard to miss. They set up a huge machine at the center. It must weigh thousands of tons. The ship that brought all of this must be...
Gigantic, yes. The Invincible surpasses any of our units, even the largest orbital stations. In my opinion, it's a bit excessive.
Well, for me, it's quite impressive.
That was exactly their goal, to impress. Such giants aren't very practical, though. I would even say that the larger the ship, the bigger the problems.
Okay. We have this here.
There's also a couple of smaller cranes here. In comparison to the Colossus, they look like it's pups.
Yes, I got it. They have big machines. Bigger than ours.
Two modules were placed nearby. The first one looks residential.
Okay. The fuck is this? Oh, it's a game. It's a Pong game.
feeling we're in the dark. We have to find a way.
Agreed. You should move on.
That's not quite what I meant. But yeah, I probably should.
Am I actually gonna be able to beat this fucking computer, or? No. Clearly not.
The second one is a mobile laboratory.
Okay, well, let's see what they have here. New magnetic field producing structures.
How
Discovered.
far to that convoy?
Larger and
far.
taller than the others.
Even if I make a few stops, it won't take long.
Examine in terms of the following: electric current, magnetism, radioactivity. So yeah, they produce a magnetic field, which hints to reason why the fish have the electromagnetic organs.
They excavated a lot of different objects, in terms of shape and size. I tried to arrange them somehow, to classify them.
Were they successful?
It looks promising. If they had spent a little more time, they would surely have come up with something.
And yet they gave up all efforts.
So metal blocks. Blocks have a regular structure, not like crystal. Grooves made in them are probably the work of a machine. Structures include steel as well as significant amounts of nickel and tungsten. Rust was found on the surface of most objects. The corrosion process was so far along in 2 metal objects that no attempt was made to categorize them. Samples of metal structures were submitted for testing to determine their approximate something. So yeah, they were taking samples of the metal structures as well. They were putting them inside those little capsules to bring back with them as well.
When you admire a beautiful view, an hour seems like a minute. But a minute on a hot stove will seem longer than an hour.
Does Regis 3 feel like a hot stove?
Sometimes.
Okay, well, let me go back to this excavator real quick. Let me go see if there's anything down here.
The excavator has a massive work area. They had photos of the site in the
Oh,
database.
I can't actually go down here.
Taken before they started digging. It's unrecognizable. Inside, there's a structure. Yes, a metal one. Similar to the ones on the surface. But these are completely hidden underground. According to the schemes from the geological unit, metal can be found in every part of this area.
Yeah, so I can't actually go down in here. Right. Okay, so over here we basically have like the same thing. It's just like another entryway. Right, so
Interesting. They found a sizable object deep underground. Stands out from the rest. It's not a part of the structures, but rather an independent, autonomous machine.
Also metal?
Yes.
So, a robot? Or something else that finally looks familiar?
Well, it looks a lot more like a robot than the other structures.
Yeah, this is a little... This is a little, concerning. The metal structuring, but yeah, like, what is that thing? It's a little weird. And maybe get closer to this. That's what I'm trying to do.
I heard that the difference between past, present, and future is nothing but a persistent illusion.
That's a quote, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure why it came to mind.
I mean, when you look at this, yeah, I wonder. Yeah, it seems to, I think that that's something that I'm really on board with, is I think that some kind of ancient alien life form had to be of what landed here. They have to be some kind of like nanotechnology or something that is making these metal structures. It's almost like terraforming the planet in a sense. And it happened obviously millions of years ago. But this planet's also been hit by a supernova, so...
Yes, now, focus. What now?
Alright, so we're going up this way, following the convoy.
Astrogator, I've already covered most of the convoy route. I'm entering a more enclosed area. A ravine, to be precise.
I see. Can I count on a tactical report?
Of course. A simple analysis of the situation won't hurt anyone.
That's for sure.
The road ahead leads straight to where the convoy was heading.
Well then, what are you waiting for? Any doubts?
No, I don't. I still think we have to go there. If they're not in the base, they must be somewhere, damn it.
So, what's on your mind?
I can just drive in there, straight to the convoy. Or try and take a side path, to remain unnoticed until the very last moment.
Bold assumption. Could be an unnecessary detour. I leave that to your judgment, though. It's your call, Yasna.
All right. I'll try to get there via the side path.
Alright. Yeah, just in case, wouldn't be the worst idea to try to approach them a little bit more carefully. Although, I have to leave this here, right?
I should move. Oh, there's no time.
I also kind of wanted to see if there was anything up here, because there's this like little, as you can see to the left, there's this like little like nook in the rock path. Radiation.
The radiation level is rising rapidly.
Yasna, be careful of radiation, of other people. Just watch yourself.
Considering the radioactive environment, I assume the probability of finding people here is close to zero.
It might well indicate something quite the opposite. Human technology equals radiation, after all.
I found a way to the convoy. What might interest you, sir, is that it appears to be a mechanically drilled tunnel. Circular, precise.
I'm more curious about what's on the other end. Although curious might not be quite the right word.
Alright, well. It's like a slide! Whee!
Yes, I am. Oh, shit. They're close. At least one. But there's not a soul. I don't see anyone. Oh, no.
Oh, there's a dead guy.
Astrogator.
Oh, actually,
So you found someone.
I didn't let that thought get to me. Didn't want to. Finding them was my priority. It could have been just another abandoned place, not this.
so we
What
found
exactly
Nimki.
happened to them?
Well, that's a good question. I'm not even sure what they were doing here.
So we found.
Found the antimat. It looks damaged, but its log may still be intact.
Copy that. Proceed.
Found the Mag 03.
I won't get anything out of the other antimat. It's completely busted, to put it mildly. Okay. I'm getting into the antimat's recorder. What do we have here? They were preparing for departure. The convoy's heading somewhere. They're getting close to where I am now. They're here. Sending a probe. They're tunneling their way through with a beam of antimatter. Looks like they found whatever they were looking for in that ominous tunnel. Of course. Those containers ended up in one of the transporters. I wonder if it's still nearby. Shame. The transport's leaving. Something's going on. Next slide. People rushing out of the tunnel, running from whatever's in there.
Are we still considering whether you should go inside? I admit it's all very intriguing, but also too risky. What I'm trying to say is, I fear for your safety, yes.
The situation is far from safe, true. But I've got to do what I've got to do. Whether I'm scared or not. What are the antimat has fired straight into the tunnel.
And? What happened next?
There's nothing else. Only darkness.
Can't you see what it was aiming for?
Total panic. Everyone's trying to escape. The second antimat. That's what destroyed it. There's also a second antimat. It's shooting into the air.
Both were faulty.
Astrogator. The antimat's new objective is to eliminate, instead of protecting.
What happens next?
People are frozen with fear. They don't know what to do. It's firing directly at the crew.
Oh god. So something overrode the antimats.
Shooting them, one by one. It's horrifying what an antimatter beam does to the human body.
I'm sorry you have to see this, Yasna. Regis 3 doesn't spare you.
Damn this mission. I curse whoever sent us here to play some half-assed spy game. Someone hid behind a rock.
How do you know?
This antimat has thermal imagery. Hiding from it made no difference. One man has raised his hands in surrender. If only a machine could take pity on him.
With a proper programming, it could recognize such gestures, but it could never feel compassion. No.
It killed him. The machine just killed him. Oh, fuck.
Yasna?
The last photo is from a few moments ago. I'm on it.
Bloody hell, so it's not dead after all. The machine that massacred the Alliance is still operational, and it could target you at any moment.
Let's hope not.
Perhaps it's best to hope. While moving away. If that's all...
What about that tunnel?
Right.
So? I'll go check it out.
I know you will, Yasna. Proceed.
So something obviously overrode the antimats, but the question is it what I think it is? Which is, it's got to be some kind of machine. It has to be something that has the ability to change the programming, but how could it do that without getting close? Once again, I feel like it's nanomachines. That explains why this guy looks like this. He was blown into gajillion pieces. Alright, so we have this tunnel that leads back out to here.
I'm still here, if you're wondering, sir. It all just takes longer than expected.
I know the situation. No need to explain yourself, Doctor. We're in this together.
So part of me that kind of wants to go back around. But I can't, because I can't go back up through here. So there's that like SMU down there, so alright, well, into the tunnel we go. Now, if the thing took a picture of me and didn't attack, it makes me wonder if
I can hear
whatever it is may be
coming
watching
from beyond
me.
the tunnel.
Something still active. Take your time, Yasna.
I can't hear. don't understand you, sir. The audio's breaking up.
It's not unexpected. You are in the room.
I'll get back to you once I reach the end.
Because if it is some kind of a machine, maybe it's watching me. Maybe it realized that those guys were trying to harm it or whatever, but since I've not done anything, maybe it's just watching me to see what I do.
It's an Octan. Coming at me. Huh. Carrying something. I got out. Well, inside a cave.
Yasna, can you hear me? Over.
Copy that. I don't feel too. My head feels like it's bursting from pressure.
Breathe, Yasna. You need to rest.
No. I'm better now.
All right, then. Can you tell me what's in there?
Well, I mean,
Seems like this robot started a task and then got stuck in a loop.
What task?
Carrying boxes. It took one but never left.
Why do you think it's stuck?
Well, it goes in circles, using the same path. This place is full of metal bushes.
Same as the ones before.
Well, the lower parts of the bushes are, how to put it, fruitless.
So the Alliance came to pick the fruits.
I'm pretty sure the box is filled with research material. Those fruits.
Could you retrieve them somehow?
It won't be easy to snatch crates from its steel ring. I'll come closer first.
can I maybe use this tool? Use something? Maybe we should just go down here. Every time we seem to get near these bushes, this shit happens to us.
I think their crew took some soil samples. There's this chipped rock, revealing what lies beneath the surface.
Which is more metal?
Yes, a metal interior. Roots are exposed as well. They're not embedded in any rock, but in a tissue-like alloy.
Little bushes growing out of metal soil.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
So, all the bushes in this area, and there are plenty of them as I understand, appear to grow on the rock, but deep down their roots are embedded in metal. Perhaps you should take a closer look at them, Doctor. Can you please check them, Yasna?
Do you have anything specific in mind?
Doctor, if it's all metal...
Then I'll use a detector. Right.
We found another dead body.
I'm checking. Give me a sec.
Perfect.
Everything matches. There's metal all around. And the bushes have a direct connection with the whole system.
Interesting.
To the structures I saw following Gorski? Yes. Huh. Well, perhaps it's... looks like 2 generations. One, old, dead, a relic. Second, these bushes grew in the remains of the former generation.
Hang on. Are you saying that this new generation is alive? And the old one used to be alive?
We can't rule it out.
And you say that as a biologist? I haven't heard you mention cells, membranes, organs, or green bodies, which leads me to one conclusion. That thing is not alive, Doctor.
Well, we used to calling all life proteinaceous, especially ourselves. But that's on Earth. The universe doesn't give a damn about our classifications.
Yes, are you abandoning your profession? All you have learned, discovered, researched so far?
I'm just opening up to the unknown. Shit! I can't handle it anymore.
Oh, you gotta knock me down. Oh. Follow the robot.
The robot disappeared.
You must have broken its loop.
I didn't.
You must have done something. Never mind. We'll try to locate it. But first of all, get out of there now.
I found the robot. It hasn't gone far.
Good. Please follow it.
Okay. Well, like I said, it's almost as if it's terraforming the planet, so... Metal plants... Uh-oh.
Fuck! Fuck, it's getting up!
What? The robot?
No, the antimat!
You need to act fast. Move, Yasna. Run!
No!
Yasna? Are you alive?
Destroyed the moment.
What are you doing now?
Oh no. The sofa. The probe won't come this time.
Yasna, stay calm.
It won't come.
No, don't die on me now. I'm begging you, don't give up. You can't. I failed. Fucking sorry.
See, it's not attacking me.
All mine. It was my decision. I decided to accept this mission.
How did I survive? Wait. You said you had a choice.
Yes, you're alive.
If you could reject it, why didn't you?
After a series of successful missions, are you safe now?
Safe enough.
And the antimat?
He decided not to shoot me after all. Please continue, sir. I'm all ears.
You will agree that we were doing very well. Outstanding results.
That's how it ought to end. Well.
Yes, I fully agree, but then it seemed this could have been the crowning achievement of the entire expedition. Just imagine...
You could have at least asked us.
I did wrong. I know that now. I will never forgive myself for it. Neither do I expect you to.
Marit? She can no longer forgive you. Same goes for the others.
I'm fully aware. All of it weighs heavily on my mind. Believe me, Doctor. So, what do we do now? Will you finally let me send Hopper for you?
I can't just...
Yeah, can we wrap up this conversation so we can look at these? God damn.
I won't rest until I find out what happened to our people and what we can do to aid them. For now, now you can forget about the research material. The only thing left of the Arctan is its feet.
Considering all the factors, I would assume everyone in the convoy is dead. If there's anything more to learn, it's from the recording devices. The first anti-map told us a lot. The second one is destroyed. You spoke about the probe. Should be a valuable source of information. And the rovers. Are they on the convoy list?
Oh, it's cooled down. Just one.
It's worth checking then.
Okay, well, it gave me this passage here.
Huh.
And there it is.
That wasn't difficult. It's right there.
So yeah, it's like basically you're kind of searching for all of the people here.
I've located one of the transporters, sir. Please don't celebrate yet, though. Something strange has happened to it.
Get to the point, please. What's wrong with it?
The outer shell is damaged. There are holes everywhere.
Like, from bullets?
No. It looks like it's been corroded by strong acid. Bushes already protrude from the holes.
I don't get it. Those bushes again. And here I thought it was all coming together.
I figured out that bushes can consume metal to build their own tissue. Maybe that's what's happened here.
Bushes ate the metal shell. Where did they come from in the first place?
I admit, it's quite puzzling.
Could be from whatever they stored in the back of the transporter. Again, like the fruits and stuff they took, right?
The second transporter is under a force field. It's hovering above the ground.
So it is operational. Probably also in better shape than the other one.
It certainly looks better.
The cargo may be intact then. It was damaged in the first one, right?
Actually, I'm not sure. I didn't think to go inside. There are powerful emitters in the center. Similar to those on Energobots.
Emitters only. Do they look like they're buried in the ground?
Yeah.
Then you're looking at the top of the Energobot. Well, look carefully. Energobots can bury themselves in such a way that only the emitters protrude from the surface.
The force field melted adjacent rocks.
They had to run the generator on full power. They were clearly defending themselves. But they didn't capitulate. It's a good sign.
Well, I don't know that. So far, I can only confirm that the field has not dissipated. Yet. I know how to get inside. Under this field.
Will you dig a tunnel?
I won't have to. There's already an entrance. I just need to get to it.
Well, I saw the entryway that was over here. It's right up here. But first we need to check this rover again.
Force field melted adjacent rocks.
They had to run the generator on full power. They were defending...
Why even bother with security measures when they just leave keys in locks anyway?
Extremely unreasonable of them. But it's nothing to complain about, is it?
So, let's hear it.
Hello, base. This is Antka. Hello, Antka. Tesla here. I can hear you. Reporting. 25th day of the mission, 7:15 a.m. We arrived.
I saw it on the slides.
We encountered a terrain obstacle, but it has been removed.
You can skip ahead if you would.
We've established permanent access to the extraction site, separated the material for research. Now we're securing the first transport. Dr. Boza and Osterhaus have already begun their preliminary research here on site. Gotcha. I'm passing it on. Let us know if there are any updates. Of course. Over and out.
There's more.
Base, come in. Dr. Boza wants to talk with you. Tesla here. Over. We have a sort of discovery.
Oh? I'm listening.
25th day. Base, this is Boza. Doctor. These tiny crystals contain highly advanced technology. Individually, they are slender and helpless. However, when in a group, they seem to stimulate and support each other, revealing new properties. At first, they started to emit an electromagnetic field.
Okay. And then?
A handful of small crystals gathered together. When in a larger group, they activated and... this is our biggest revelation so far. They started floating in the air.
Did I hear that right?
The larger the group, the easier, more freely.
Yes. Apparently it's flying.
Like a swarm of mechanical flies. Slow
Yeah.
down, Doctor.
Like
Say
nanobots.
crystals, or rather flies. Which one is it? Call it whatever you want. These creatures have a precise threefold symmetry, resembling the letter Y, with three-pointed arms connecting in a central bulge. Black as coal in direct light, shimmering with shades of blue and olive in reflected light. As my colleague Osterhaus mentioned, they somewhat resemble the abdomens of certain terrestrial insects. Is Markovnik there? Navigator's unavailable right now. Well, please let him know we'll submit our reports as soon as he's available. Oh, and have him send us another transporter, will you?
Autonomous robots the size of flies.
It's not finished. Let's keep listening.
Hello, convoy. Anka, come in. Are you there? Yes, I'm here. We're finishing loading. Preparing to depart. Don't!
Gets tense.
Leave the
So
material
they...
behind and return to the base. But why? What happened? Scouts came back from this whole city. Tesla? What's going on? Hello? Tesla, come in. Navigator speaking. Don't take anything. Just get out of there. Immediately. That's an order.
Last saved recording.
Amazing. Microbots grouping and flying together, similar to flies, capable of affecting other machines, even to the point that those affected become dangerous to humans.
The microbots, they must be dangerous as well. I don't know how, but not all people were killed by larger robots.
I think I figured it out, partially at least. The Alliance scientists were very clear that all of this had to do with an electromagnetic field, the field emitted by these flies. When people displayed disturbing symptoms, field measurements showed above average values. At first I thought it was a sensoric malfunction, after all the machines were broken. It turns out that field damaged them. So all the malfunctions occurred afterward.
Why didn't I think of it sooner? Prolonged exposure to strong electromagnetic fields can be harmful to the human brain. Usually it concerns long-term effects, months and years of unfavorable conditions.
Please elaborate, Doctor. What sort of effects?
Various brain dysfunctions. It may even lead to the arrest of vital organs.
So that's how... Barrett.
Most probably. Another known effect of the EM field is memory loss. The human organism continues to function normally, but the human being as such is helpless, vulnerable. Like a baby, they don't understand the world around them.
Can such a person learn the world anew?
It's unprecedented. All we can do now is believe that they will eventually snap out of it. And when they do, hope they won't be used as guinea pigs.
We both know this is going to be difficult.
Yes. And I don't even know if I'll survive this mission. Will I see them again? Will they develop properly? Even if it all works out, we will be strangers. They won't remember us. All that's left is hope. God damn it.
Perhaps researching those flies will help us to better aid our people. We're theorizing for now. Be worth examining. Confirm at least.
Got it, Astrogator. I'll search for those containers of flies.
I think the one thing that I kind of dislike about this game is the fact that when you get into these, you have all these things in front of you, like all these. I can't really do anything with it because they're just in the middle of these long conversations. Sort of wish I'd make the conversations a little shorter, especially when there's all this stuff you have to do. All right. Don't really know what I would have done that for. Okay. So I'm done with that.
Status?
Nothing's changed, Astrogator.
Understood.
All right. So we're going to be going up through here. So yeah, these flies, they have to be like nanobots. And I think that that's the reason why the machines can get overridden is because, like, the nanobots get inside of the machines and override their programming.
Astrogator, I found their probe. Looks like it hid from the flies. Or just ended up here by pure luck.
Luck indeed. Its registry could be valuable, especially if it managed to photograph everything from a greater distance.
Come here, little probie. Oh, that didn't work. It flew away.
Is it scared of you too?
I'd rather say that my lack of authorization is more of a problem than me being scary. I won't be able to bring the probe down unless I find a working controller.
All right, so we have all but 2 people accounted for. We have 2 more vehicles and 2 more robots.
I got inside the field. Do you copy, sir?
Of course. The force field doesn't block radio waves. I suggest the following. If this transporter is actually running, it doesn't make any sense to take out the containers and carry them with you. You're going to take the whole transport. You'll have the flies in large numbers, and a powerful means of transport that can fly over terrain inaccessible to the rover. But before you leave, you need to take down the force field. So first, your Nodobot, turning off the force field, then transporter, departure. All clear?
All good and clear as the sky is blue. Just waiting for things to go sideways.
Is the probe still with you?
Yes, it's around here. Somewhere.
Kind of wanting to see if there was anybody around. Probe's over here. I don't see any people, so. Alright, well, let's get in here. Oh, I have to turn it. Alright. Key.
Status? What's new?
Well, nothing really. At least not in the last 5 seconds, sir.
Right. Thank you.
Just as I thought. The equipment's still active, but everyone here's dead. Send shivers down your spine.
It's hard getting used to the sight of the corpses.
It's more than that. I'm starting to understand the suffering they felt in their final moments. They were left to fend for themselves, yet unable to do so. This one man, he even ate parts of his suit, trying to survive. The field is no longer a problem. Disabled.
Perfect. All that's left is to get the flies out of there.
Okay, well.
I'm climbing onto the hovering transporter.
Before you leave them, please check that the cargo is intact.
Okay.
All good. I hope. Will this really help our people, Astrogator?
It will, I'm sure. So, what? Off we go? Yes, sir. What are you wondering about?
Yeah, sure. I got lost for a moment there because of the flies.
You'll have a lot of time to think about it. Now we have to check if you'll be able to leave with this transport.
Of course, I'm on it. Although first, I'd like to see them up close.
Very well. Just hurry up.
Yeah. Like a triangular.
They look amazing.
Yasna, what have you done?
I'm watching them, nothing more. Don't worry, sir.
What? Some goddamn black hole has opened in the stratosphere. And
What?
you don't have to worry. Just look outside, Doctor. See for yourself.
What?
How large a group of these flies can be.
Oh boy.
It can be gigantic.
Yes, I know. I can see it from fucking orbit. What are you waiting for? Get out of there.
I can't. Oh god. Oh god. Oh shit. I've crashed. sorry. What?
Hello, Dragonfly. I fell. Everything's all right. I'm fine. Oh, shit! They're alive. These bushes. Something's flying out of them. Ah! It's those creatures. They're the ones doing it.
Fuck! The same thing over and over again! No wonder we finally ran out of luck. Too much of this damn curiosity.
I don't know if I should interrupt your speech, sir. It is quite interesting to listen to.
Yes, sir. This is too much. I've asked you how many times already? Shit.
It's not like I'm looking for problems where there aren't any. The task is extremely difficult.
Yes, it is.
At least we learned the truth about this planet and the inorganic beings that inhabit it.
What good does that do us, though?
We know the cause of the stupor. Maybe we can find a way to cure our people. If anyone from the Alliance survived, and they already started their research into a cure.
I wouldn't count on it. It's more likely they're all dead.
Not necessarily. It's a large base, and I only found a few bodies. The rest of them must be somewhere.
Or you'll find more corpses, Yasna.
It's true as well.
Hey! Something changed. The balloon over the base disappeared.
You mean it flew away, or did it fall to the ground?
Oh, I hope it's the latter. If it caught the west wind, it would have fallen in this area. We're lucky. It's hanging from a cliff, close to the ground.
Can you get to it? Unhook it?
Maybe that won't be necessary. Oh, shit. Somebody's here.
Yeah, there are people over there.
On the tracker.
No. I can see them with my own eyes. 2 of them, even.
2 people. Alive.
Huh? Where did they go?
Have you lost them?
Well, I can't see them now.
We're seeing
Here
things
just a
now.
second ago.
Are you sure? What did they look like?
One was wearing an Alliance suit, a green one. The other one, I don't know. He looked different.
I see. And now they're nowhere to be found.
Damn right.
Doctor,
I know what I saw. 2 people alive. Some of them survived.
I don't know.
you're going to look for them.
Yes. I'm glad we understand each other, sir.
I suggest focusing on what's certain. That balloon is still there, is it not? If it had operational cameras, we might get some answers.
You don't have to convince me, Astrogator. I'm going.
The rover is nearby if needed.
Good to know. Thank you.
How are you feeling?
Let me just say this. Literally everything hurts. I don't know where frustration ends and a contused lung begins. But at least
Yes.
I'm alive.
Okay.
You know what, sir? It was these flies from the very beginning.
What do you mean?
My accident, for example. It's true, I hurt myself badly back then, damaged a radio. But that's not why I lost my memory. Soon after, flies flew from the bushes.
Right. There were bushes there too.
They subjected me to an electromagnetic field. Moreover, I I believe the same thing happened to our people in the camp. To the antimat in those tunnels.
And to the whole convoy.
Yes.
Where the fuck do I go? Am I supposed to be going up here? Or is it right here? I think this might be it. Alright.
Yes, no? Everything's all right?
Yes. Yes. I just need a moment to think.
As soon as you
Oh!
find something...
I'll report it. No worries, sir.
Rover! Oh. I thought there was somebody in there. Alright, well, let's get back down to this. Let's get back in the truck. So we need stuff from the balloon.
This mission drags on so much. Sometimes I think you're gonna take off without me, sir.
Don't count on it, Doctor. I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, so the balloon is over here.
I'm getting close to this fallen balloon.
What's so funny?
Oh, nothing, sir. It's just, in my mind it sounded like the title of some Renaissance painting.
The fallen balloon of Regis.
Yes, exactly. I found the recorder.
The fallen recorder of Regis.
Please stop.
Right?
From the top. Let's see. The 25th day of the mission. Morning. The balloon goes up. You can see the immediate surroundings of the base. They're operating at full capacity. The base is active. I didn't see that from below. They parked several vehicles on top of a nearby hill. The balloon is moving away from the base.
Which direction?
Approximately south. It found some water reservoirs. Many of them. Rocks, water, sand.
Anything noteworthy?
No, not really. No people, units, nor significant changes in the surroundings. The balloon's completing its loop. It seems quieter at the base. But there's still a few people. 2 vehicles that weren't there before. They're grouping up. A dozen people gathered in the square, next to the vehicles. They've left. There are no vehicles. There's no one. They must have set off towards their old base.
Or to the ship.
But why didn't they wait for the convoy to return?
Maybe they didn't know the others were in trouble.
Doubtful. It was after the Cloud's attack.
Well then, apparently that's how the Alliance treats its people. Lousily, without dignity.
The subsequent shots are similar to each other. They show an empty base. There are actually quite a few of these. Oh. It captured the moment I entered the base. And it's empty again. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I was on my way to the convoy by then.
So we won't find out anything else.
Wait. You're wrong. Someone was in the base. A man.
So he's real after all.
I knew it. I told you.
That you did. Please forgive my doubt. But where is this man now? And can we expect any more?
I think he's near the base. Judging by the last slide, the Alliance must have a hideout there.
And we need to go back, I guess.
Alright, so we need to head back to the base.
You know, Doctor, decades of space travel have instilled a certain conviction in me. I think people can be more dangerous and deceitful than anything else we may encounter on our journey.
I know that. Sometimes I think the presence of humans is the worst thing that happened in space. Or to space, even.
Why do you insist on seeking them out?
Because I also believe in human goodness.
The
The selfless desire to help
audio
others.
glitching.
I can't believe...
See, and then it just cuts off the audio.
Is it flying near the base? Within range of the control center?
Affirmative.
And?
Do you expect me to rummage through the enemy's equipment? Again?
Well, in my opinion, the more we learn while delaying our encounter with the Alliance, the better. So, what will it be, Doctor?
Agreed. I'm curious to see what it's recorded. Especially since it witnessed what happened to the convoy.
God, the audio just bugging out like that as you're driving. It's obnoxious.
I could have spent countless days in this base and still not discovered their hideout. And it's right above my head. All I needed to do was look up.
So this means there's a view of the entire base from up there.
I'll confirm when I get there. But I know what's on your mind, sir. I could have been under surveillance ever since I arrived here.
Don't turn off your tracker. Maybe it'll give you a slight advantage before meeting them.
Well, where did the probe go? It like flew up here, but Should I go back into the... I mean, this is the one that I landed in. I have no idea.
My legs feel really heavy.
Give yourself a moment to rest, Doctor. You certainly deserve it.
Right. Let's meet this probe. I'll bring it to the ground.
Okay, here we go.
Ha! Got it down.
Okay. Okay. So let's look at the records of this one.
I'm looking at the slides. Wow. The cloud in all its glory. Both fascinating and terrifying at the same time. People don't stand a chance. The cloud caught up to them and killed... No, not that. It didn't kill anyone, but neutralized them all. Which is even worse than death. That probe managed to evacuate. Waited still until I approached it.
I was being chased by the cloud.
We know what happened after.
Okay. So I obviously need to walk up here.
One step at a time, Yasna. One step at a time. I have to climb without safety equipment. Theirs is nowhere to be seen.
No alternative route?
This way seems to be the only one.
Yasna,
I'm all right. I'm almost there.
perhaps it's the last moment to go back.
And do what? As far as I remember, we ran out of options here.
It's just, if I were you...
With all due respect, Astrogator, it is me being stuck on this surface. So if you let me, I'll take my chances. And I will... find the man. Have you made the climb worth it already?
So you're on top.
Yes.
Activity within radius?
I heard no beeps. I see no dots. How?
Uh-oh.
Found him.
Very well. Now keep your distance and be careful.
It's too late.
What? I can't hear you.
It's too late to keep...
Yasna, what is it? Why is it too late? Yasna, speak to me.
He's looking for others. He's...
You... What have you done?
Shit! He found you too.
Why?
And he's blaming us.
What did it gain you?
That's not good.
It's his planet. I'm trapped here too.
Get up.
So much for talking.
Yasna, don't provoke him.
If you would just listen to me for one moment.
I said get up.
Oh, great. Well,
You don't need to be afraid. I come in peace.
Save it. I guarantee you'll have time to talk later.
What a...
Just keep your mouth shut. For your own good.
Okay, stay calm. He's going to lead you to his superiors, which is good in theory.
well, we know at least one person's alive.
Wait. Don't move. You didn't even spare the Arctan. Got some nerve to unleash such murderous shit. Hey, don't turn around.
You're a scientist, just like me.
Yasna, what are you doing?
You don't shoot at people.
Shoot. He has a gun.
I'm a technician, smartass. Firearms or chemical weapons. What's the difference? Same outcome.
Look, I know that people have died. Your comrades. But you have to understand.
I don't know what you want with us. You will answer to the Astrogator. He will determine whether there's room for understanding.
That's right.
It's
Obviously.
really not necessary.
But if you try anything, I'll do it. I'll shoot you.
Yasna, I don't know what you're trying to do, but he sounds serious. There has to be a way.
Take it easy, please. I'll handle him.
Huh? What are you babbling on about?
You have a death wish. Only short answers from now on. I'll ask the questions and you'll answer with a short yes or no if you think it's safe to do so. Or some code. Maybe grunts. Do you understand? Do as you see fit. I'll help as best I can. Is there anyone else?
Nuh-uh.
Okay, leave it, Yasna. Let's focus on something else. Do you want to tell me something about this man? Something about his appearance, maybe?
Start, damn it.
Uh-huh.
Does it concern his outfit?
Uh-huh.
Which part? Legs?
Uh-huh.
It's about the legs?
Nuh-uh.
I must have misheard. Let's try again. Does it concern
When it rains, it pours, huh?
legs? Torso? Head? It's about his head? What could be so unusual? I don't suppose you can see much since he has his helmet on?
Nuh-uh.
Really? No helmet?
Uh-huh.
That's why I can hear him so clearly. It's if he's been without it for a long time, with these levels of oxygen and methane, he must be a lunatic.
It works. Let's go. Break time's over.
I can hear something's happening. Where is it? Do you think you could ask?
taking me?
You came here yourself. So what are you expecting, huh?
Don't risk it.
You set up a field base down there, so I didn't expect you to have a second one here.
Yes, really?
Oh, really? I'm listening.
I have no idea what this place is, nor why or where you're leading me.
Doctor, bite your tongue for once.
Somehow I don't expect I'll meet your astrogator here.
You're right. It's just me and my colleagues. The ones who are less fortunate. Maybe it's good that you came here.
Yes, no, I'm losing you. The signal is getting weaker. Wherever he's leading you, we won't be able to communicate.
Get in.
Go, Yasna. Stay calm.
I don't want to.
Go.
Yasna, I'm here. I'll do everything in my...
Well. Gotta follow the wire here, I guess. All right. Well, I think we'll call it there, and then when we come back next time, we'll pick this up from where we left off, and yeah, we'll continue. So take care and goodbye.